morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for being so patient. Welcome to Candy Conversations and Inspirations with Dr. Mina and my guest, Kimberly, guest influencer, Nairobi influencer. So for all your Nairobi needs, contact Kim. High five, Kim, because I think
we deserve that.
Yeah. We deserve that one, right? You all. So those of you who are following us, you can see that we had some technical difficulties. And Kim, just start off with me. Start off with me for a minute, okay? Because I need you.
Okay, well, today we're going to discuss a few things.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about releasing, conquering, and executing.
Release, conquer, and execute. Right?
Yep.
Okay. You all, I just needed to get myself together for a minute, all right? So, as you know, in life, things just happens, right?
Yeah. You can plan, you can be prepared, and then something happens.
Right? Yeah. So, I just want to start off with saying that I was on social media, and so I saw Bethany. I think you follow her too.
I do. Bethany Banks.
Right. Yeah. Bethany Banks had this post up. Hey, Bethany. So I hope you're watching, girl, because you inspired us. So Bethany had up this quote. I don't even know if you call it a quote. What do you call it? She had up. It was called Conversation Cures, and it had.
It's like a flyer. It's not a meme, but it's like a flyer.
Like a flyer.
Yeah.
And she was talking about conversation cures. And then it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It had 11 bullets on it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so interesting. And so we're going to follow that today because our talk show is all about inspiration. It's all about us living our best life. It's all about pushing you to live past hurt, pain. It's pushing you to greatness. So in this talk show, all of us is going to be inspired. All of us is going to live. All of us is going to be set free together, right?
Intentionally,
yeah. So we are setting the intentions to do better. Last week we talked about how we are like in the last 2 months of the year. The year is ending.
Yep. And
we want to end with a bang, right?
Absolutely.
So kudos to you, Bethany, because, girl, we're going to talk about your conversation cures. So what I did was, I didn't copy off of you totally. I didn't name this segment Conversation Cures. I named this segment Release, Conquer, and Execute. Because that is our goal, that we are going to release some mess, some junk, some hurt. We're going to release beauty too. We're going to release something good and positive that's inside of us. And then we're going to conquer, which means that we're going to overcome it, take control, and then we're going to execute. So first off, let's talk about releasing. So when we say release, what do you think about as far as when it comes to releasing?
Okay, so for me, with releasing, I have released limiting beliefs.
What that mean?
You know, the beliefs that you can only go so far.
Release limited beliefs?
Limiting beliefs.
Limiting beliefs. Okay. Now talk on that. Release limiting beliefs.
Okay, so I know just by observation that a lot of people believe that because you've never seen something, you can't be that thing that you've never seen. You know what I'm saying? For example, it's just because I didn't prepare with any examples, but I'll give you an example. Like the first black astronaut. Just because you never saw a black astronaut doesn't mean that you can't be a black astronaut. You know what I'm saying? So limiting beliefs is because you haven't seen it yourself, or no one in your family or no one in your circle, in your community has seen that. They don't believe that it can be done.
All right.
So.
Okay, I like that.
Release limiting beliefs.
So yeah, we're going to release that because we go, dang, what I want to say. We're going to make a lie out of the devil. I bet nobody in my family saw me having a talk show. But here I is. So that was good, Kim. Anything else with releasing?
Release, yes. Thoughts of fruitlessness.
Thoughts Dang, Kim, you be so deep. That's why I have to be ready for you. Who I got you on this pair?
Okay, so thoughts, fruitlessness. Okay, so what do I
I'll
mean?
be all basic talking. Now Kim gonna come with it. So thoughts. I need to write that down. Thoughts of
Fruitlessness.
Okay.
To me, so when I wrote that was in regards to your past, because you've made so many mistakes in the past. You don't think that you can do anything right. You don't understand that every day is another opportunity to do better than you did the previous day, the previous month.
Kim, you missed your calling.
That's what my mom say all the
Yeah,
time.
you should have been a therapist. Okay, let me not interrupt this. So, yeah. So the fruitlessness is what?
Okay, so release thoughts of fruitlessness. So when you allow your past to dictate your future, basically, because you were up to no good, you weren't doing right before, that you can never get on the straight path. Basically, that's what that means to me.
Okay, so does that okay?
Not even in
So
the
when you
camera.
said that how you can let your thoughts dictate your future, is there such thing as letting people dictate your future?
Yeah.
Situations?
Yeah.
Because I think I have something to say about that, but I want to make sure, Kim, I'm for real. I want to make sure that they have something to do with fruitlessness. So, dictating your future. Okay, like with me, I would say that as I got older, I was ridiculed so much by certain family members, and they were, I was just always the topic of conversations, but not in a good positive way. And because of that, it always made me, I think, it did kind of like make me rebel. And then there were other things about me that was not released because I still was holding on to Mina bad, Mina did this, Mina that had kids out of wedlock, Mina's husband this. And it was just so much bad things that was fueling my head until I could not move forward and be fruitful and be the woman that I know that God called me to be.
Right.
So is that like an example?
Yeah, that's one of yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're going to talk about how to release that because I'm free now, y'all. Do y'all hear me?
And that goes right into my third one, thoughts of unworthiness.
Okay, so thoughts of unworthiness. I like this. I hope you all are listening to this because in order for us to help, we have to be transparent. I love being transparent now because one day I heard my dad preach. A lot of times I heard my dad preach that when he used to go through like depression, this and the other, he said, but now he at the point when stuff comes, he be like, okay, bring it on, devil. And I be thinking to myself, no, devil, stay right where you at. But it's just the beauty of being free now because now I could be like, oh, okay, devil. Oh, you thought you had me on that one.
Right.
Oh, bring it on. I'm ready for you.
Right.
So
yeah, that goes into your second thing, which is conquer.
Conquer.
But look, but the fourth one.
Okay.
Habits that don't serve you.
Ooh. Habits that do not serve you. Ooh,
Yep.
I like that.
Okay.
That's why I have to release some habits that do not serve me.
Yeah, and only you know
Yep.
what habits you have that you need to release that aren't good for you. Number 5, toxic people.
Okay, before we go that far, let me write down toxic so that I know that's the next thing
Okay.
that we're going to talk about. I want to speak a little bit on when you said habits that did not serve you. Let's give some examples of habits. So we know habits is something that you are continually doing, right? Mm-hmm. That's a habit, right? So something that you're doing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Unconsciously.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can do it consciously.
Yeah.
You made a conscious decision
Yeah.
to keep doing something. So in order to break free, you're smiling at me. No, I'm
anticipating it's gonna be good. Go ahead.
So in order to break free, we have to be, I'm going to use your word, intentional about breaking habits.
Yes.
So if you're doing something and you know that you're getting the same results, like Kim said, only you know what your habits are. I know what my habits was. Your habits could have been your habits could be that you steadily smoking weed. So you got an excuse. Oh well, this is a cure and this is man made. Yeah, but if you know that you keep smoking that reefer and you can't get that job, I think that you might need to leave that man made weed alone. So I'm just saying habits like that. No, I'm so serious because
I understand what
there's
you're
so
saying.
many people. Kim, this is serious topics, okay?
It is.
Yeah.
I just
And then-
have a different opinion about medicinal weed. You know.
Well, I mean, they may say that it may be good for your health, but if you know that you
If
can't
it's gonna cause you to not be able to have gainful employment,
that's what
then
I'm talking about.
You got to reconsider your options.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. You got to take a drop, but now you got
gotta
to
be
pay
smart about
somebody to take a drop for you. No, you need to cut that habit out then.
And you should be happy that they're still dropping, because nowadays they just pluck a piece of hair.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. And you can't get away from that.
Oh, that's what you're saying with that. Yeah, what you gonna pay somebody?
You can't. They do it right then, right there on
there.
site. They pluck it, they put it in a container, and they send it off. There is no way to beat that system.
Okay. So yeah, just breaking them habits, just breaking that cycle, and then just breaking the habit of just being needy, of always just needing people's approval, needing people around, needing that yes man. You know, just breaking habits that you know that no longer serves you purpose. And I say that, however, I am sensitive to know that there's definitely a process.
Right.
With doing so. It doesn't happen overnight, but you have to make that conscious decision, like, what is it that I need to do to break these habits that is not serving me, that's not serving any purpose in my life.
You got to be real honest with yourself. You have to, you know what I'm saying? You got to be real honest.
Definitely understand.
And, you know, it's about confidence in yourself as well. It's like when you were talking about being needy.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta do some internal investigation. You know, where is that coming from? Is there something in your past, in your childhood, that is causing that inner child to still want that approval, want that attention? Like, you gotta dig deep if you're serious about change.
Okay.
Like, real deep.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So when I cut you off, you was about to say something about being toxic.
Oh, toxic people. You have to release toxic people.
Release toxic people. Okay.
With love.
Okay.
Okay, so that was 5.
No, I want you to talk about that.
Jesus.
Releasing toxic people. Cause you know what? My mom and dad always told me that your problem is you always feel sorry for the devil. I'm like, wow.
Ooh, explain that.
Because I have a heart for people.
Okay.
I was giving people more chances than what they deserve.
Okay.
And giving chances that I should not have. I was in situations that I should not have been in and should have just backed up from it.
Yeah.
Because God didn't call me to be everybody's savior. But when you know that it is compromising yourself.
Right.
And that was the problem. I was always just trying to save people, help people like that. So that's the reason why they say your problem is you always feeling sorry for the devil. And then who be left hanging is me.
Right.
Yeah. So just releasing toxic people, because I could see people in doing toxic things, and the toxic things that they were doing that I thought maybe, you know, if I was in their life, they would become better. If I talked to them, that it would help, but it didn't. So I know that you have to use wisdom with people that you are trying to help, like that. So I really like that when you said releasing toxic people. A lot of times, because when toxic people, what is toxic?
Unhealthy. When you're in a situation with people and something in your spirit.
Because we're just gonna make it plain and clear, so
something
nobody
in
be
your
left
spirit,
hanging.
something in your spirit doesn't feel right. You know you shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
You know this, and you find yourself trying to fit in.
Yeah.
You find
I
yourself.
like how you said fitting in.
Yeah, you find yourself trying to be like everybody else because you're considered too uptight, and it's not that. It's that you have set, because of your experiences in life, you've set
I need napkin.
boundaries
So you don't
standards.
fit into everything. Stop
No,
trying to fit
you don't.
in everything. You ain't got to be in every situation. You
Nope.
ain't got to go everywhere people go.
If it don't feel right,
If
it's
it
not
don't
right.
feel right, it's not right. I remember one time I had went to this I don't know if it was like a hair show. It was some type of hair. It was this hair event. And when I went in immediately, my spirit was just like, ugh. I tried my best to stay. I only stayed a little bit longer because they had some free food. So them jerk chicken wings was good. So I ate, and it was people that I knew there, and they, everybody was looking,
Right.
acting all uptight. And you be thinking when you know somebody, you be like, hey, girl. I didn't get none of that.
Yeah.
They was just so bougie and so uptight. And I was like, although I am in the hair industry, I don't belong at every hair show. I don't belong at every hair class. I don't belong at every hair battle and stuff like that. So you got to know, just like you said, if it don't feel right, it's not right. It's okay.
It's okay.
You do not have to be there.
Nope.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot more to toxic people, and then you got to also again search yourself, because sometimes you
stop being toxic.
You can be the
toxic.
toxic
Yeah,
person.
that's what. Yeah. It ain't
Yeah.
always. We always want to point people at the thing at the other person. They do this. No, you toxic too.
Yeah, maybe because you have unhealthy expectations for relationships.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you might set people up for failure, not even realizing it, because you have these expectations, and if they don't hit the mark every time, it's a problem.
Okay, so what's after toxic?
Number 6.
Because this is good.
Pain. You release the pain, whatever the pain is, by confronting it, and by confronting the thoughts. So you got to confront the pain, confront the thoughts associated with it, so you can release it.
Confront the pain. Wow.
Disappointments. That goes to the other thing. Misunderstandings, awkwardness, disappointments, unspoken expectations, confusion, all of that.
So, a lot of times, I always get people just talk about how I seem to be happy all the time, that I'm always smiling. Like, girl, do anything be wrong with you? But I am so glad that I do not wear my feelings on my face. I don't wear it on my sleeve. Now, I may sometimes show it in my actions, but
You just seem like the type that just refuse to be defeated. That's what I get from you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, how that came about is my dad.
Okay.
My dad talks to me a lot. I mean, he definitely sees the inner child in me. He sees the hurt. He sees the pain. He also sees power in me. He also sees the beauty in me too.
Right.
So, when he do talk about hurt, he comes back and then lets me know the beauty in letting things go. So when you talked about confronting the pain, because it was some pain, like when we was talking about habits, it was some pain that I just had a habit of constantly talking about it. When I thought that I was over it, but I really wasn't.
Mm-mm.
So if I had the opportunity, let's just say for an example, if you say, girl, I saw your sister the other day, and I'd be like, ugh. My sister, I'm like, oh, well, she don't even talk to me. So which means that I had a habit of still repeating toxic things in my life. So I'm just really getting to the point of releasing. But it takes time.
It does. And
So we don't want you to think like, we bashing, like get over it, and no, it takes time, and thank God that I have a praying Father that intercedes on my behalf, and that'll call me at any time, that he can feel whenever I'm going through and be like, daughter, it's gonna be okay. I got a dad that will put the church on a fast, like, I need y'all to go on a fast right now. So because I have that, and I'm telling you all, use your resources. Whatever your resources is, don't reject it, okay? So if you got somebody in your life that's trying to help you, as hurting as situations may be, I know sometimes it's easy to go into a shell, and it's easy for you to just hold on to it. But no, confront it. So once I start confronting a situation and I start receiving prayer, it helped me that I was able to start praying myself. So, yeah, confront that pain. Don't just hold on to it. Let it go. Yeah.
And then also, too, the grace that you seek while you're going through your process, you have to be in
Woo!
the place
Woo!
to be willing to give that grace as well.
Grace! Kim!
Yes.
High five. Yes! Girl, talk about that grace.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be understanding. Everybody is going through something.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody processes things differently. So you have to be willing to have that same level of understanding for someone else's pain.
You ain't just made it overnight.
To have for yours.
Right. You ain't just made it overnight.
It's that do unto others.
Yeah, if you would have them to do unto you.
Absolutely.
That's right. I was thirsty. So grace. And what comes with grace is as you start healing and you start filtering out, what happens is that when you filter, once you release, something has to be deposited. So once you release, what should be deposited now is love.
Yeah.
Joy should be deposited.
Absolutely.
And when you said grace, so which means that we have to extend that to our brother and to our sister.
Absolutely.
You know, having patience with people. I remember, I don't even know why I said I remember, because it was just, my cousin was over here. One day this week, she was over here. And so she mentioned a family member. And immediately in my mind, I'm like, this person is not what you think that they are. And I said, well, if they open up and talk to you, then why don't you tell them about how they are? So she was like, because God didn't hear me to do that. So a lot of times when people are opening up talking to you, it's not your opportunity then to just bash them.
Right.
Sometimes you just have to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just plant the seed, or either God may have you to be there to water it. So yeah, grace. Yeah. I like that.
So those are my 6 for release.
Okay, so you said we talked about the grace, we talked about releasing.
Limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts of fruitlessness, thoughts of unworthiness, habits that don't serve you, toxic people, and confronting pain.
All right, that's good. So let's also talk about when Bethany had these bullet points. So she talked about misunderstanding and misunderstandings. So many relationships is broken. So many relationships cannot be mended because of us. We have misunderstanding, not understanding that person. Now we live in such a techie world where we don't pick up the phone and call. We're texting. Mm-hmm. And you can get misunderstood through a text.
Absolutely.
Even like social media, we send in posts and people may take it personal. Like even myself, I can read a post and kind of like read into it. And this is when misunderstanding, because we don't take the time out to call that person. Like the Bible said, if you've got aught or offense against your brother and your sister, you should go talk to them.
Right.
Yeah, so I think a lot of times that, and I have a habit of saying I think when I know that a lot of times that we can't heal because we have misunderstanding on something that really was not even like what we thought that it was.
Right.
Yeah. Anything you want to say on that?
No, I agree with that.
Okay. Awkwardness. I don't know how to expound on awkwardness. What do you think that we should say about awkwardness?
Well, the perfect example for awkwardness is what we were talking about. I think you and I were talking about it the other day, and then it manifested itself.
If you all have something to say, make sure that you chime in, you say something, because when it's over with, we're going to read your comments, and we're going to talk back to you, okay? So, misunderstanding, awkwardness.
Stage fright.
Stage fright.
Yeah, I think stage fright can go in awkwardness.
Yeah.
You're not really comfortable talking in front of large crowds. Yeah. You're not really comfortable around people.
So don't think something is wrong
anxiety.
with you.
Yeah, it's normal.
What was that word that you used the other day, and then I had texted back to you, and I told you that, we talked about social, what was the word?
Social anxiety.
Social anxiety.
Yeah.
So
it's common. It's common. Very common.
We are all different, unique people. You just have to learn how to embrace yourself and the type of person. show? No, you ain't. Everybody want to talk. No, you're not gonna No, you're not gonna talk right now. So like awkwardness. I know like there's times that I feel awkward when I'm at places.
Yeah.
And things. It don't mean that we're not supposed to be there.
Right.
You just feeling, but that's okay. Just go with the flow.
Right. It could be something new. Awkward.
Feel good about yourself. That's
Yeah.
what we're saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all. I mean, our show is almost over with, so we're gonna bring it on home. He said, she said. Stop all that. He said, she said, you said this, and no. We're not gonna come in 2020 with he said, she said. We're gonna leave it. What's today? November the 19th.
19th. Yeah.
November the 19th. We will no longer be like he said, she said. Because if you come to me with he said, she said, I'm be like, then what did you say? As a matter of fact, I ain't gonna give you that much play. I'm be like, I'm do like how my daddy do. When I try to tell my daddy stuff, he like, So which means I'm not gonna entertain it at all.
I ain't about that life. I don't have none of that in my life.
For
I
real?
removed all that kind of stuff and the people associated with it. I don't have time for it.
Good for you. Ooh, Kim. You say that in the camera because I want y'all to see her facial
I don't have
expression.
time for it, honey. I just don't.
So,
I don't.
So yeah, we are not about to be no he say, she say. We definitely ain't about to be dang near in our 40s and going on 50 talking about something he say, she say. Cut that mess out. Okay. The next thing is, because we're breaking free, clear your thoughts. So I know that's definitely where I'm at now. I was talking to somebody on the phone this morning, and then I was talking about something that I was going through. And I said, hey, wait a minute. I said, I didn't plan on starting my morning off like this. So I'm learning ways. I am executing ways of clearing my thoughts. So when things get too cloudy, it get too noisy, and it just be too much, I'm just like, no, not right now. I'm not going to do that right now. What about you, Kim? Pick out one of these.
Unspoken expectations.
I knew you would pick that one.
Yes, honey.
What you about to say?
Well, I mean, you got to be clear in relationships and all your relationships with your friends, family, co-workers, boyfriend, girlfriend, children, wives, husband.
And yourself.
Absolutely. You have to speak what your, not necessarily expectations are, but what your requirements are, what your boundaries are, what your beliefs are. Because when you place expectations on people, you set them up and you set yourself up to be disappointed.
And when they don't like your expectations and your boundaries, they toxic. Okay.
All right. Right.
We got the camera lady in the background. She's cheering us on. So we are coming to the end, you all. So our goal and our mission is to make sure that you are living a life of abundance. You're living life to be free. And free just means that you're just being free from yourself. We talk about the enemy a lot, but the enemy first starts with the enemy within me. So you can let go of hurt, you can let go of pain. And with all of that, we can release joy, we can release happiness, we can release peace. All those things that God promised us that he wants us to live life, and he wants us to live life abundantly. And yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean.
So I wanted to touch back on your release, conquer, and execute.
Okay.
Because we went through 6 in the release, but we didn't cover conquer and execute. So I just wanted to say for conquer, develop a can-do attitude.
Okay.
Cultivate your gratitude and stay present. That'll help you conquer the things that you are trying to release. And with execution, forgive yourself and ask God for strategy. Forgive yourself and ask God for strategy. So the verse, you asked me to leave us with a verse, and I just want to leave us with Isaiah 41. Isaiah 41, 8 through 10. But you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, you descendants of Abraham, my friend. I took you from the ends of the earth, from its farthest corners. I called you. I said, you are my servant. I have chosen you, and I have not rejected you. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You're welcome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you all. Know that you are a survivor. You survived it. You made it.
We survived the show.
You survived this show, didn't we? Did we? Yeah. So you survived whatever it was that you were going through. You made it. Surviving, like this song said, I'm a survivor. Not necessarily people, but you conquered it. You released it. Now you walk